how to create successful Facebook video ads, and it's already gotten 24 shares in the first day and has 90 days left still. Some of these posts, this one says 89 days left. That means I published it yesterday. All right. The post wasn't published yesterday, but I put it into the submission queue yesterday. So it has 90 days to be able to gather more traffic. Well, it is time for office hours, and I always have something special prepared for you every week. Today, we're going to talk about my secret to social sharing, and we're going to do it a couple different ways. First, check this out. You're looking at my camera, and you're looking at Jacob, and you're looking at the camera of the camera, and you're looking at yourself now. But I want you to see this 5-step method, which is very similar to what we're talking about in the Content Factory, where we're going to start with the seed content. And I'm going to demonstrate how to do this in just a minute, so you'll see. Starting with some kind of seed content, we're then going to enhance it using ChatGPT. And in a few months, ChatGPT is getting smarter and smarter, so we can think about what that means. We're going to write a blog post based on it. We're then going to repurpose it like we talk about in the Content Factory. And then we're going to use this tool called Q Promote to be able to get tons of social shares. So you ready for that?
Let's get it.
So you see how we do that?
Check it out.
Okay. Now we're going to go back to the real camera. All right. I'm going to share my screen here. And while I'm doing this, I want you to think about what content you want to put through this system, because I have special access to some tools that no one else has access to. Some of these tools I'm about to show, only I have access to, which is great. And you'll see what the impact of that is. Okay. Actually, first, before we start, vote. Do you want to see the output, or do you want me to just start walking through the process?
Output will be great, but even if you show us the process, that's...
In other words, you don't care. Okay.
No. Yeah. Not like that.
So let's go to... So remember, we said the seed is the first part. So the seed is your starting piece of content, and it has to be something real. If we go straight to the AI, why is that wrong?
Because it doesn't have any experience. It doesn't have any real stories, anything like that.
Right. And AI that's starting from fake is called synthetic media, which is going to be exposed and will be bad for SEO and all these kinds of things. So let's go to Kosovo. I was in Kosovo a few months ago, and Florian and I made a video, and here it is. What were we doing here, Florian?
Hi.
Actually, before I play the video, what were we doing here, Florian?
We were on the park discussing strategies, discussing about businesses and meetings that we had with people that work in the digital industry.
Yeah. And you also see Dennis 30 pounds fatter. Here's a video.
I've taken over Dennis's home. We're here with Dennis and some friends here. At this park, we've been talking some technology stuff over the past 4 days. We've been holding some events, talking with.
So we're talking about all kinds of stuff here, and that's not a good screenshot. Let's find a good one. See if we can do a better one than that. Good enough. Okay, I'll make it bigger. And I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Okay. So now I have an image, and I can write a blog post about this. Let's make a new one. I have ChatGPT Plus, which is a $20 a month subscription. You can choose which mode you want. It should always be on GPT-4. I don't know why they put you on default. 3.5 is not as good. That's the original ChatGPT. GPT-4 has 100,000 times more data. In fact, GPT-4 is so powerful that Elon Musk and Sam Altman, who created OpenAI, issued basically an edict yesterday saying that they're stopping development of anything more powerful than GPT-4 for 6 months.
I saw that.
And governments are also agreeing to put a moratorium on this because they believe AI is that dangerous, that good. So what is the topic we were talking about, Florian, that we're going to turn into an article?
Helping businesses for their digital marketing, or digital marketers be better at their work.
Well, there's a lot of that. That's a broad topic. But how about write a post in the voice of Dennis Yu about the job opportunities in Kosovo.
Yeah.
To create certified digital marketers using our training. We believe that Kosovans, is K-O-S-O, is that right? Kosovans?
Yes.
People from Kosovo can earn a great living serving Western clients, much like we have already accomplished. I'm treating it like a person. In the Philippines, with John Jonas, and in Pakistan with Rihan Alawala. Allah. So they all have these wallas. So the walla is you're a master of. So he's like a master of Allah, which is God, or I can be like a fried chicken walla, or like whatever walla you want to be. And I've given it enough. So now it's going to write a post, and I can tell it to continue. And I didn't tell it what the call to action is, so it's assuming I'm trying to sell. So attention Kosovo, incredible job opportunities. But I could say, because I didn't tell it the audience, which is my mistake. So if your AI doesn't give you the output you want, whose fault is it?
Yours.
That's right. You can give it enough. All right. So it's writing this whole thing, and it's using the emojis, which is good, but that's more like social media. All right. So let's do this. Let's put it on Blitzmetrics. So let's go to blitzmetrics.com. And the WordPress admin is WP-admin. But if you're using a security plugin, we're going to put it on something else, because this is the one that all the spam bots hack. They always go to a site /WP-admin to hack that. We got hacked a week ago because we didn't mask this URL, which is a whole nother thing. But we're going to do a new post. And okay, so it's continuing. It's a little slower, right? Because it's on GPT-4. But this is actually not bad. I wonder, can I put, I can put emojis in the headline.
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm going to come here. I'm going to add the photo, which is just the screenshot I took. I could use the AI to enhance that. There it is. Not the greatest one, but that's okay. You know, people see it on mobile, so I should probably make it vertical, but that's okay. Good enough. Actually, I could go here and I could choose another one. Look, we're eating corn. We're speaking at the conference, promoting my book, teaching this workshop, all of our other, this is probably better. You think this is better? Yeah.
Yep.
Let's use this one. We could do both. You should have multiple images. And because we're using WordPress, it's going to be automatically with the open graph tags, which you'll see in a minute why that's important. ABAZI, is that right?
Yes. Yep.
And I play Frisbee. Oops.
It has a J after the I in the name.
After the I?
On the name, not on the surname.
Oh, Florian, there's the J, yeah. Nope. That's right. I cannot type or spell in the park in Kosovo. Okay, and we have our post, which we'll paste in. And of course, we can edit it. The VAs can come in and edit this whole thing and make it nice. I just want to get it out. A lot of people don't realize that when you make a blog post, you can, oh, you know what? I thought it's a social media post. I didn't say blog post. That's why I did all of this. Fine. I could have it rewrite it, but For the sake of this, I will just do this for now. Okay. And I want to insert this other image. Let me download this. Did I download this? Yes, I did. Typically, when you have these images, IMG 6486, kind of want to name it something better than that. So let's call it, is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Why am I trying to give this file a more descriptive name?
Easier to find. Anybody can find it.
And it's better for SEO too. And if you don't comply in the United States with the ADA, American Disabilities Act, people can sue you for a ridiculous amount of money. So it's just good to do that. Better for SEO in general. So I can upscale this, which I will do using some AI tools. Now I'm going to go to Midjourney/Imagine, which allows me to do the prompt. Actually, no, I'm not doing the prompt yet. I'm going to upload a photo. And the file is the one we just renamed. There's the file. Okay. Press enter so it processes. Now the system knows. Click on it. I want to get the image URL. So I want the image address. Then I am uploading this. So I'm saying imagine to start the prompt. I'm pasting in the file URL. I'm getting rid of the question mark width equals height equals. So I have just the image. And now I want to modify this image. So how might I want to modify this image? Make it a book cover, make it brighter, make me less fat, you know, add Smurfs in the background. What do we want to do?
Do something crazy.
Like what?
I don't know. You can change the background?
Oh, let's see. I'll just say Kosovo. I'll make it more Kosovo. What else, Florian? Give me some prompts. Some prompt modifiers.
Kosovo, book in the behind, or American flag, something like that.
American flag. All right, this might be not enough information. This might have like too many flags and look political or whatnot, but let's just see. Because if you don't like the output, it's your fault, right? Because we didn't give it enough instruction. So notice here that instead of giving just pure text, I started the prompt with an image. And what you're going to see in the next few months is the ability to upload anything that you have, which is why we collect 1-minute cell phone videos and whatnot, so that the AI can start to make different things. Okay. Let's see. You know what the trouble is when you have two faces in there, it will try to blend both of them together. So now this is like this weird combination of me and Florian. So let's see. That's kind of creepy. Look at that.
That is weird.
If we could like genetically modify,
Yeah,
this is probably what you would have. Yeah. So this is sort of like the blended Kosovo American flag. Wow, that is weird. And one of them has glasses. Wait, are you wearing glasses in one of them? No, you're not, but it just decided to put glasses on one of them.
yeah.
Okay.
It's because you're Asian.
Let me see if I can do, let's do another picture. Let's see. A lot of this stuff in Kosovo. We did a lot of food eating, a lot of other stuff. You know what? We can mess with this later. I'm getting off topic. All right, we have a blog post.
Yeah.
And right now it has a rank math score of 10 out of 10. There's an office hours episode on how to use rank math, how to get this number higher. But what do we want to rank on here in this post? Let's see. Focus keyword. That's the SEO word. So Kosovo jobs.
Yeah.
Okay. And look, for US citizens, vacancies, all this might be people trying to go to Kosovo. I could do digital marketing jobs for Kosovo. This is a long tail keyword. Actually, no, the focus keyword can only have one. So that's fine. All right. And here's all these things that we have wrong. We didn't say Kosovo in here, did we? No, we did Kosovo. There's lots of things that we can do. As part of the post, we, as part of WordPress, have to always choose the, where is this? Yeah, I have to choose a category. So if you don't, it goes into uncategorized, which is a waste. So I want to choose instead always one category, probably something like jobs or training. And you want to, every few months, look at the categories that you have. Let's say hiring and managing, that's close. Kubernetes, that should not be a tag here. Not personal branding. Let's see. We need to modify these top. Oh, you know what? This is on Blitzmetrics. That's why it's not mine. It's not my personal blog. But put on hiring and managing. So why is this important? Why is the tagging so important? But maybe we'll say Kosovo because that's how you do it, right? Digital marketing, training, jobs or training. Okay. All right. And you probably have a few tags. So if I want to rank on Florian, so I think I'm going to rank on his name just by having a tag associated. So WordPress is super SEO friendly, 90% out of the box, just because of the way the tagging mechanism works and how it generates pages. And I'll just publish it. Okay. So now I have co-created content, seemingly, because of me and Florian. Florian is not a public figure. I could do one with Benjamin Kolonevic, who is the founder of Grozillas, which is the biggest agency in Kosovo with 40% of the ad spend in the entire country. But we chose Florian because he's here. And here's this URL. It has emojis in the URL. That's interesting. I wonder if people are going to pick up on that. Well, spam tools will be confused by this. So it's actually an anti-spam technique. And then I'll say, did you know? So I could have said Florian in the beginning by tagging Florian, but that would then message only him. So, on Twitter, you don't start with the @ unless you want to message that company. Did you know? Are you here? What is your Twitter?
Yep.
Is that right?
Checking. Yeah. But I'm just checking to be sure. It's Abazi Florian. So it's the other way.
Okay, got it. There you are. Getting jobs. What, Kosovo? Kosovans.
Did you know?
That's right. Did you know that? I don't know what all this weird question mark, whatever the weird stuff is, but okay, fine. And let's see, does the open graph tag work to show the image? No, image didn't show. What didn't show? That's weird. I wonder if it's because of the weird things at the end.
We should edit the URL.
Yeah.
Oh, it's showing from my side.
It's showing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me refresh because sometimes Twitter. I signed up for Twitter Blue, so I have 30 minutes now to edit. Yeah, there it is. All right. See, that looks pretty good. And so one person has seen it. Great. That's the one who's seen it. So the analytics is almost real time on Twitter for the post analytics. The ad analytics is like a day behind, but no one's really seen this. And if I have a nobody blog, how do I make sure I get traffic on it? Well, I'm going to submit this now to Q Promote. And I'm pasting that URL in. And this is on my website, blitzmetrics.com, which I've already set up as one of many sites here. And you can see there's many sites that I blog on. And some of them include YouTube and LinkedIn, which we can actually use as sites. We can pretend that those are websites. We cannot use social media sites, unfortunately. Now, this post, what category is this? Let's see. There's maybe 150, 200 categories. There's training. There's digital marketing. Let's see. Is there job application skills? No. I think digital marketing is probably a good one. There's other ones on like training and whatnot, but there, I'm going to hit promote. I'm using one of my credits. It does cost money. And if I look at the posts that I have made recently that I've shared through Q Promote, some of them have, this has had 1,300 shares, 1,200 shares. You can see some of these have a lot of shares. Pretty good. So you might ask, what is going on here? Where are these coming from? These are ones that I just made, like today. And you'll see it says 90 out of 90 days remaining. So I made this post this morning on how to create successful Facebook video ads. And it's already gotten 24 shares in the first day and has 90 days left still. Some of these posts, this one says 89 days left. That means I published it yesterday. All right. The post wasn't published yesterday, but I put it into the submission queue yesterday. So it has 90 days to be able to gather more traffic. And some of these, like this one that says 90 days remaining, 90 out of 90, and it already has 1,300 shares, it's because I promoted it maybe a year ago. And so this is what it got the first time. And things that have expired, like this one, Inside the Mind of an Innovation Speaker. That's kind of a weak title, but it's a podcast. I interviewed a friend of mine, Braden Kelly. It got 172 shares and 158 clicks, which you might not know, like what's a good number, right? 50 shares, 1,000 shares. I think it did okay, but I don't think it's worth burning a credit to promote again, to try to get more. I kind of want 500 plus. So what's going on here? Well, there are tools like Buffer that allow people to curate content on topics that they care about. So in this case here, the topic could be, you know, how to succeed or business coaching or health or the real estate industry, AI, you can see here. And people who just are setting up their RSS feeds or whatnot, they're using tools to deliver them content around the topics they care about. This tool called Q, which has several 100,000 subscribers, allows people to select from these posts and automatically post, in other words, reshare someone else's content to their Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and other sorts of places. So what I've done, because I'm friends with Daniel, who created this tool, Q, is I'm using Q Promote, which is the ability to insert my posts as suggestions inside this post scheduling tool, this social sharing tool. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So if I wanted to put in something that was like a promotion or a landing page or an ad, it would get rejected. Why is that? Because it doesn't have any value. It's not something that obviously should be shared. So we have articles that still have value, like founder Sam Tejada launched Liquivita, giant in the IV therapy industry, and it's on Grit Daily, which is a well-known site. Here it is, right? This is an actual article. Yeah. It talks about his story. It's actually interesting, right? So that could be share worthy. And you can see here, there's share buttons here. So there are shares here against this article. If I use CrowdTangle, which is one of my favorite plugins, it shows me that there actually are shares against this. Well, Liquivita shared it. And I guess I could share it too. I'll share it on Twitter. And in this case, we want to tag people. I think is it Samuel J. Tejada? What is Sam Tejada? Tejada Sam? I don't remember. People like to do this forwards backwards thing like Floria just did. What is the Sam Tejada? Let's see. Always gets me. Trying to find it on Twitter directly is, you know how I find things? Samael, that's right. Samael Tejada. I find things on Twitter by searching Google. Yeah, that's what I do. You know how I find things on Facebook? Search Google for it. Okay, let's go to window, compose new tweet, Samael Tejada. Why do we want to tag people? Why do we tag people in the tweets? Why?
They'll see that, and also their audience will see it.
The audience will see it. That's right. So this post, which I had closed, I think, accidentally. No, here it is. Lots of tabs open. Okay. This post is getting some shares. I use a lot of plugins, you can see. One day I'll tell you what all these plugins are. CrowdTangle was an independent tool that then got bought by Facebook. And then Facebook removed all the cool features. This tool used to, 4 or 5 years ago, you used to be able to see everything that was shared, see like who shared it and when, and see, I just shared it. March 29th, that's today. See, picked it up already. Reddit, no one shared on Reddit. And anyone on Instagram? No one shared it on Instagram yet. Nope. Okay. So it's kind of sad because sometimes when you look at a website, they have a social sharing plugin. So it'll show you 500 shares, right? But it is lame if you have a small site and it just says no shares. It just looks lame. So you should use a social sharing plugin if you actually have some shares to show, right? Otherwise you look like a loser. You're exposing that to other people. All right. So these plugins let us determine what's going on here. And there are shares that are occurring. I think a lot of these are going to be LinkedIn and some are Twitter. They don't always get picked up. But this does, like I can click on these and look at the stats. You can see, this thing just started yesterday. This is my buddy Harrison Gevirtz, who started Ringba. He started with me when he was 14. He's 31 now. And he's very successful. Multiple companies doing multiple millions of dollars. And we're doing SEO for his name. And this is sending signals. This is actually an SEO tactic that we're doing right now. Because he got sued in a bogus lawsuit with Skycoin, where there's like a $2 billion lawsuit, which got dropped because it was a frivolous lawsuit. But you can see that we ranked #1 on his name, LinkedIn. This is the website we just set up, Harrison Gevirtz, under his name. You always buy your name, right? So we bought Jacob Hastings a few weeks ago. We're going to set that up. Maybe next week or maybe the week after, I'm going to show you how to set up a personal brand website. Here's Blitz Metrics. Harrison Gevirtz, how he became a legend in affiliate marketing. Look, I ranked #3 in his name. How does this rank #3? Because the beginning of the post is always what carries the most power, the title, the beginning of the title. If I said a legend in affiliate marketing, Harrison Gevirtz, it's not as powerful as saying Harrison Gevirtz first, how he became a legend. So why am I doing this?
Repurposing to his audience, I guess.
And to rank on his name.
Plus it
I want to rank on his name. And I said early in the beginning, I caught up with Harrison Gevirtz at the Ritz-Carlton, Miami, and I linked to his LinkedIn. So that's how his LinkedIn is able to show #1, even though I think it maybe was already #1 before. I'm using an image, you can see. So you see the technique. I'm building relevancy and authority by showing a picture of me with Harrison. How likely do you think that Google, which will still be the dominant search engine, even with Microsoft Bing, how likely do you think Google is scanning this image and recognizes that it's me and Harrison?
I know it can.
Of course it can. Do you think, and let's just say, Harrison Gevirtz is a competitive keyword like find Viagra or something like that, right? Do you think that Google, I'm asking rhetorically because I want you to think about this. Do you think that Google is prioritizing content like this as being more legitimate than someone who just auto-generates lots of GPT content on whatever topic? The posts that have actual pictures and video of the thing. It's more authentic, right? It sends a signal.
I thought you were waiting for your rhetorical answer.
And you can see, like we talked about, the lifestyle. Now, I didn't include any pictures, but we did, flew private jets, ate at fancy restaurants, and traveled all over the world. I can prove it.
What did that say right there?
Huh?
Scroll down.
GTA?
Under that. Talking about
smoking weed? Yeah, he needs to smoke.
I bought him.
Yes, I bought him weed. I won't get in trouble if his dad got mad at me about that.
I got that out of the corner of my eye.
I wonder if I have him tagged in here. I have him tagged in one of these here, but not in other ones. Okay. Oh, I know. This is before I moved to an iPhone, and this is before I enabled tagging in Google. Okay, so what I was saying is that when you have these posts and they have social signals and search signals that the search engine is going to see, because it shows that we legitimately thought about this topic, it wasn't purely auto-generated content, we can see the social sharing against it, then our shares become more authentic. And those people that we tag are more likely to see it. The risk of this is that the people you tag could be unhappy about this. So I've done some of these. I've done hundreds of these. This is not some new technique. I've tried this for years. This is, I think, the first time I'm showing you guys. And some of these guys will say, I'm getting bombarded, like on Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever. I get 20 notifications a day of someone who's sharing this post. I don't know what you're doing or how you're doing this, because it says, like, I know it's an article that you wrote, but for some reason, like, all these people are sharing this article. And so what this is actually a secret application of the $1 a day strategy. Do you see why?
I could see why.
Why is that?
Your name is everywhere.
Yeah. So if I want somebody, a client, a friend, a potential partner, to notice something or to believe that my podcast is a big deal or my blog is a big deal, I'll write something about them. I'll tag them in it and I'll put it through here in Q Promote, because then they're going to see it. And it works 99% of the time, but 1% of the time, that person will get mad and they'll say, I'm just getting spammed to death by these other people. But if you look at the shares are actually legitimate. They're from like actual people. You see, people are saying good things about it. Yeah, that's what we need. More government intervention. Okay. So these people are engaging on these posts, and the real people, if you see who's actually engaging, I wish inside this tool, Q Promote, that I could click and see the actual shares and see the clicks and all that, but their analytics is kind of weak. But I know it works. And this is how I've been able to get articles to the top of certain sites. Here's one. This is my friend Mark Lack. He started with me when he was 19, I think. He's 31 now, something like that, maybe 32. And he wrote this article on Influensive. You can see I'm admin on it. It's WordPress. What a staggering 500 interviews taught Mark Lack about success. It's actually 1,000 now. He's interviewed billionaires and all these other sorts of people, right? This is a great article. And the shares, Brian Evans is the co-founder. Brian and my other buddy co-founded this, Clinton Senkow. They got rid of the social sharing thing here, but this is the #1 most shared article on this site. This site is the top site for influencers. Gary Vaynerchuk, Tony Robbins, all these guys blog on this site. It's the #1 because we use $1 a day on Facebook, and we're using this technique to promote it. With certain sites like Influensive and Entrepreneur, you know what shows up on the homepage? Because these magazines, they have lots of, like here's Entrepreneur. They got lots of articles. And you can see here, the most read shows up here at the top. What happens when you're able to stay here at the top? You get more traffic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, this one, astronomers discover a big black hole, very cool. Maybe it'll stay a day, right? Maybe it'll stay a few hours.
Yeah.
But the longer it stays here, then the more traffic it gets. So on sites where what shows at the top as the most shared or most read or gets the most traffic, we can artificially pin our sites to the top of these websites. You see what I'm saying? You see like why that's important?
Yeah.
So $1 a day plus tools like Q Promote allow us, if it's something that we're willing to put some money, as in like a few dollars a day, to force our article to be the top of their site, will give us a ton of traffic. Now, this entrepreneur site doesn't carry as much traffic as it used to have. This isn't correct. It says it's got no search traffic, but it's a DR91. This site probably has 100,000 visitors, maybe 200,000 visitors a day, just organically off of Google. So it's often worth it. And the same is true when you have a best-selling book, or you have a book that you want to make a bestseller. You can pin it to the top of Amazon in that category by running $1 a day with Amazon ads. All right, so now here's what I want to provide for you, because you guys are members in office hours. Even if you're watching on the replay, you can still take advantage of this. I want you to give me a URL that you would like to share. Something that you would like to share, and we'll share it right now. We'll promote it right now. Ideally, it's co-created content. It could be something from years ago. So just put it into the chat and we'll do it right now. I will pay the cost of this.
I know Howard's got something.
Howard?
Somebody.
Of course he does. So but just go ahead and put it in. We're going to monitor the chat here. Meanwhile, I'm going to do a Google search, and I'm going to search for me. And you can see I've got a lot of articles. There's lots of articles on me. What's a topic that we care about? What's something we care about? This is why, by the way, you want to have your personal brand manager and content library, right? Because then your top items are already there to share. Daryl Isaacs. You know what? I can use YouTube right now too. Yeah, I'll do that. So let's go to YouTube. I can promote a YouTube video, which is YouTube and LinkedIn are the two exceptions because this system counts it as a blog, basically. Or so let's see. Daryl Isaacs. Okay. Let's find a decent one. Daryl Isaacs bike accident. Okay. This is how he got in a.
I heard someone scream, and then
Let's watch this real quick.
felt something on my right back of my knee, and then I blacked out. And then I remember waking up and being on all fours, and thought, "Oh my gosh, I better move. I'm getting hit by a car." And then I realized I just got hit by something. I knew it wasn't good.
That was January 2015. Attorney Daryl Isaacs was hit by a driver while riding his bike near Indian Hills. Among his injuries, Isaacs suffered a broken neck, brain swelling. He was scalped and his shoulders were ripped from the bone, not to mention injuries to his lower back and knees. He's undergone 8 surgeries since and deals with chronic pain.
Some days are great days, and other days you just want to crawl into a chair and you want it to go away.
Isaacs sued insurance companies for millions. That case has made it all the way to the Kentucky Supreme Court. Isaacs didn't want to discuss it just yet, but says he's learned a lot since his brush with death.
It's really made me a better everything, like a better lawyer, more empathetic. I understand what people are going through. I always said this even before the accident, but now it's more prevalent. It's like tomorrow's promises nobody. So every day I just try to do something good for others.
Isaacs is planning a bicycle helmet giveaway for kids in the West End this summer. Isaacs says he feels fortunate to be alive and wants to teach others to be more cautious.
The reason I'm very fortunate is most people, if they almost die, they don't get a second chance. So I've had a second chance in life.
Julie Dolan, WLKY News.
That's pretty awesome. I think that deserves some more sharing, don't you? We're seeing Daryl tonight going to the win. Now, this is the YouTube watch URL video. I'm not using the timestamps. I'm not using the other things here. I'm using the video as it is. And it used to be with Q Promote that A, I couldn't use YouTube. And then B, I had to write the headline. I had to include the tags. I had to do all this other stuff. Now I just hit promote. And I'm going to choose a category. What category? Let's see. This is more of like a human interest story, isn't it? It's not beauty blogging tips. And it's not about law. It's not about personal injury. I have to know these categories better, as should you. All of us should know these categories. Disability community? Disability awareness? I mean, maybe. But what angle, from a PR standpoint, what angle do I want? Elder care, emergency services. I mean, a lot of these are going to be industry. So when you see like real estate and real estate industry, fitness industry, these are people who are in that industry. So this is very good for us. Anyone who does coaching or consulting or agency stuff, these industry sorts of terms. I wouldn't choose digital marketing here. This is why, health and fitness, almost. That's close. Health and safety, almost. Healthcare, almost. This is where ChatGPT can't help you. This is where you just have to be able to think. And you just got to know these topics. Inspirational. There we go. I think it's very inspirational. And that's it. Why do I know that's going to work? Because I think the story and I think the image, Daryl Isaacs bike accident. It's already gotten 2 clicks. Wow, this thing might go crazy. So let's see. I have that URL and I use Twitter. Twitter, you can post 1,000 times a day. It doesn't matter. One of the most, I'm writing it like clickbait, one of the most inspirational stories I've ever heard. And who would have thought it would be from Daryl Lee Isaacs. The Kentucky Hammer. He's more than Kentucky, the Hammer. All right. YouTube should show the image here. Oh, it says I signed up for Twitter Blue. I'm paying the $8 a month now. It'll show up. Yeah, it's waiting for that 30 seconds. Okay, so I could share it across all these other places too. It's YouTube, which is not the same as Grit Daily or these other higher power sites, but YouTube is still good. Comments are turned off. That's a shame. I don't know why they turned comments off. I don't think it should be. Let's see. Oh, here's more stuff. The Hammer's Guide to Branding for Lawyers. This is pretty good. It's from Judge Shaw. And I'll share that one too.
22 minutes long.
Yeah, I like that. I like longer ones. I don't like the 1-minute videos for these because these are like actual articles and whatnot.
Yeah.
So let's see. This is business. This is business strategy. Okay. Remote. Okay. All right. I could even go to Instagram. Look at my Instagram. Look, there's a blue check. Look, some of these, this is all repurposed content off of longer form trainings like this. You can see some of them do better than others. This one, 74 likes. How to retain your clients from Grant Cardone. Okay. And then you have, Cocoon Oxygen Baths, Perceived Authority. Look at this one, 100 likes. They will go there in a couple hours. Look. What do you make of that? Does that have anything to do with digital marketing? No. But you mix in a mix of these things. And some of these that do well, we can turn these into articles and combine them in different ways. Right? And as you see, we publish these articles that are here. This article has probably just been indexed by Google. This could be my guess. Or it's about to be. The site is a DR60. Ahrefs got a problem. There's no way everybody's a zero here. I don't trust these zeros. Let's see. Attention Kosovo. Let's see if Google, how do I find out whether Google's picked this up?
Search it.
Maybe search my name because I'm not ranked on anything.
I wonder if we can rank on your name in literally just a few minutes. That would be interesting. I've done it before, but it's a hit and miss. So let's see. There's your LinkedIn. There's some pictures. Oh, look at this. There's a video.
That's it.
Is that it?
No, Kosovo, my amazing friend, your Facebook post.
That's another one. Yeah. It probably hasn't been, it may have been picked up. So I can do a site :
yeah,
blitzmetrics.com. That's how you find out stuff that's on that site. And see if this picks up here. Nope. Oh, well, it probably should be Kosovo because your name's not in the title. Let's see. There's other Kosovos, VAs in Kosovo. There's Harrison. We just looked at that. Purple means I've clicked on it before. Gifts. I love Kosovo. That's cool. Well, maybe another hour, right? Maybe another hour or two to pick up. What governs how often or how quickly content gets picked up by Google? Because if this were some other random blog, we might be waiting weeks, or this might never get picked up. The amount of power the site has. So because it is a DR60, it means it's going to be crawled more often. If this was like a DR10, then who knows? The amount of crawl depth, the crawl budget that's given. So based on the amount of power your site has, Google assigns you a crawl budget, like a balance. Yeah, to be. And if you're like a CNN or a major site, then they're crawling you constant, like every few seconds, looking for new stuff here. How do you know when the last time your site was crawled?
Search console, probably.
Search console is one way to do it. Another way is you can look at these different articles or links or whatnot, and we can just say here when it was last cached. So this was cached, last crawled March 29th, which is today at 7:30 p.m. So that was a couple hours ago. Okay. So not bad.
4 hours, probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So now if we look at someone else's website, let's go to Daryl Isaacs and let's go to Kentucky, Elizabethtown. Let's just say that's this URL. I could take this URL or I could take content from here to see whether it's been indexed. I'm going to take this whole paragraph as a search term. So I'm searching using that paragraph. Ads, of course. And then this is our site. Okay. And let's see when it was last cached. It's first indexed more than 10 years ago. Okay. March 27th. So this was 2 days ago. Not bad. One way to tell whether someone's SEO is garbage is we just go to their website, grab some random page, grab some text here, usually like a couple sentences so it's unique enough. And if it doesn't even show up, that means they have an SEO issue, right? So at least our stuff's showing up. Doesn't mean we're necessarily ranking. Look, there's a problem here. Car accidents, : there needs to be a space in there. All right, let's see. So Howard has a post, multiple posts here. Let's see. Link with 1,300 views. Should I sync the link? Okay, we can do the YouTube video or we can do the blog post.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't think I want to do that. I'll click like on it though. You can do YouTube shorts, but I think the regular YouTube is better. If I have to choose between the blog post and the YouTube, I'll generally choose the blog post if the site is optimized properly and loads quickly. Otherwise, I will choose YouTube. Why are small businesses so vulnerable? All right, let's see. Here's a post. This will probably fail because there does not appear to be an image. Plus, there's not very much content. So it needs to be an article that's really worthy of sharing. This is a key thing. If we want people to share our content, it has to be, you have to say enough. You can't just be like a sentence or two, unless you're a celebrity, then people will share that. But let's see if we can submit this. I think it's going to fail. Oh no, it actually did. There is an image in there. Okay. But it's this rusty lock thing. So it doesn't have authority, but okay, fine, we'll do it. Small business, not small retail business. Let's see, is there IT, cybersecurity? Yeah, let's do that one. Let's promote. Okay, promoted, good. What else you got, Howard? Who else has got something? Let's go look at that a little bit further. IT on demand. It's got dashes in it. I don't like dashes in the URLs, even though my blog's got two Dennis-U. Where's that image being picked up from?
Check that Forbes link. See if that's it. Nope.
Why are small businesses so vulnerable?
Well, there's your image in the background right there.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Yep, you're right. I didn't even see it. There it is. No comments. So at least somebody should come in and comment, even if it's your own VA. He's got a lock on it, of course, for a security company. He's got site-wide SSL, of course. He's got a bunch of plugins here. Yoast. I like the... Yoast was my favorite one for the last 7 or 8 years. It's kind of like a general plugin, but I like Rank Math better. There's a lot of overlap between the two. think in the last year or two, people have switched to rank math from Yoast. And no offense, I mean, I like Yoast DeValk. He and I have been in the SEO space forever. So it's no slam on him. Okay. Good. You have all these other pieces. Oh, good. All right. Good. But is this indexed? We can search Google for it. Isn't that neat? I went to google.com, and most people don't know you can go to google.com and search. They just think the navigation bar and the search are the same thing now. In the last couple of years, like people they don't know the difference. They just type something into the box. So let's see. Has this been indexed? March 17th. So 12 days ago. Not bad. The other thing too is if this is an older article, this is a year old, Google will initially visit it for the first time. They'll notice like, oh, hey, there's this new blog post. And they'll come back a couple of days later, depending on the crawl budget, based on how much authority your site has. And if they see it's the same, then they're like, okay, I'll come back again in like 4 days. Then they come back again, still the same. I'll come back in a week. I'll come back in 2 weeks. I'll come back in a month. And they see it's still been the same. So all else equal, we like Google to come to our website more often and crawl more pages. Yeah. So how do we get Google to come more often?
Updates.
Updates. So what are the things that we can do to create updates?
Engagements.
Engagement. That's right. So when people are engaging and the comments plugin is on and Google sees that, that actually helps you with your SEO. So your social helps you with your SEO. Some people, I'm not going to name them. My friend who, I'll just say his name is Michael. That is his name, Michael. He's just outside of Chicago. He is, I believe, the smartest SEO on the planet. I think almost nobody knows who he is, and he likes to keep it that way. He's ranked on the top keywords on the planet. I'll go and visit him for steak. He's in Crystal Lake. That's all I'll say about him. You won't be able to figure out who he is. No one knows who he is. But what he would do is he would create these blog posts like this, and then he would use AI to make very small modifications every few days to these pages. So that way Google would keep coming back. So he could rank number one on keywords. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but he's ranking number one on very competitive keywords by using that technique, all with on-page SEO, which as far as I believed was not possible until he showed me, but only works in a very certain way. I'm not saying don't misconstrue what I'm saying to mean that if you just dynamically modify this by just changing the date or change, because what people will do is spammers, this used to work, it doesn't work anymore. They'll put a little thing here saying last updated March 29th, and then every day the thing will come in and update it. Google's too smart for that. They can catch you on that. So don't do that. Or they'll just randomize one sentence. Google will catch you on that now. That did work 10 years ago, and my buddy is the one who pioneered all that. But he's got other techniques now using AI to make it a little bit smarter, as you can imagine. Let's look at these posts that we've already submitted. We'll go by the most shared. I think shares are more important than clicks. You can see that, wow, this has gotten a lot of shares. This is from a client, actually. This guy's done $3 billion in real estate. He's number one in the state of Maryland. Let's see these ones that we just made, maybe most recent. Let's see. Wow, Howard, you already got 2 clicks. Hammer's got 2. This Hammer's got 2. Why do these have 2? This feels almost fake. Grit Daily. Now it's pulling up all this other stuff from Grit Daily, but Grit Daily is not my website, so I'm not going to promote someone else's stuff. But this tool right now thinks that when I've shared stuff, that it must be, whatever, automatically start promoting these ones. I'm not going to promote Zapier, right? Zapier is a really well-known tool. And if I look at Zapier, here's one. How Blitzmetrics founder Dennis Yu uses Zapier in his marketing workflows and why your business should too. And look, there's a picture of me speaking at some big conference. And look, there's a whole thing. Here's all these ways we're using Zapier. Here's some of my favorite apps, Basecamp, Google Sheets, right? Zapier is for people who don't know how to use APIs, who are not engineers. They just want to click on the thing. And this site is a 91. Yeah, there's a problem with Ahrefs. Zapier's got more than zero search traffic. This is worth a share. This is why you have to have a Twitter. And I think I even made a post saying, I love Zapier. I said it yesterday, maybe, just because I was fooling around. Look, 172 people saw this thing here on Sam Tejada, but nobody liked to share it. This is actually bad. All these people looked at this and they didn't think it was worthwhile. I'd also blame Twitter because I think their algorithm's not very smart about figuring out who to show stuff to. Oh, somebody's commenting and liking on this one. It's Florian. Also, another thing with Twitter, there's no limit, just like with TikTok. There's no limit to how often you can share. LinkedIn is like once a day. Facebook's maybe once or twice a day. How I became world-class at SEO. Let's see. Look at this. John Assaraf. 5 things that John Assaraf taught me about crushing procrastination. And here's a sideways picture of me and John Assaraf, grabbed from when I interviewed him at his house. John Assaraf is the #1 bestseller in like entrepreneurship mindset. He's the guy who wrote or made the movie The Secret. It's the book The Secret for those people who care about personal development. He's one of the top guys. Him and Tony Robbins are like top guys in that. But if you see, like on Instagram, when you share and tag other people, then you're going to see people like John. Where's John? I must have missed it. This is where you use all these social networks kind of, not Josh, John. I use them interchangeably. Look, he's got 400,000 followers. And then he messaged me, oh, love my friend, appreciate you. So I wrote this blog post yesterday about what I learned about John Assaraf. And what I did was exactly what I showed earlier today. I took a still from a video. I can take the snippet from the video, edit it in Descript. And then I used GPT-4, ChatGPT, to say, give me 5 things that John Assaraf would say about how do you overcome procrastination. And it made this. And I just pasted it in just like it is. But so that it wasn't, so I don't get marked as SEO spam fake content, I included a picture of me and John to prove to Google that we are friends. And then look at what I said here. If you ever get, this is what I wrote. I wrote these 2 sentences. Listen to how I did this. If you ever get the chance to sit down with John Assaraf, listen closely since he'll change your life. Here's what he told me as I best recall. So he didn't say this, but this is so close that it might as well be. And then I'm getting his permission saying, hey, I wrote this about you. Does this seem good? He's like, yeah, it's great. Right? Of course he is. What's he going to say? He's like, yeah, this is what I'd say. Of course, it's what he said. It's what the AI thinks about what he said. So what's happened with GPT-4 versus GPT-3 is I can say, what would Dennis Yu say about this, hey, can you give me advice on whatever it is? You don't even have to join office hours. You could just ask the AI, what would Dennis say if I have this situation, right? What would Dennis, what's a question you would ask Dennis?
Do something about website building.
Okay, be more specific.
What would Dennis say about
Yoast?
There you go.
Now, this AI has read everything, read every book, watched almost every video. There's a new plugin, which I don't have access to, but there's like 15 plugins. So ChatGPT can actually browse the web. It can order food for you. It can do all kinds of stuff. Somebody said hey, suggest a recipe. So they took a picture of their fridge, inside their fridge.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And said, what can I make with the stuff that's left over in my fridge? And it said, well, you can make this kind of.
There's an app that does that.
Yeah, and then this ChatGPT came up with the recipe, and then you could also say, hey, I'm really in the mood. My grandma has this Italian, whatever kind of recipe. And then it went to Instacart, ordered the food. So those are all plugins that tie to ChatGPT. Okay, so this is what things I would say. Now, the only reason this works is there's enough information about me on the internet that it can do this.
It probably wouldn't work if it was me.
Because I could say, who is Florian Abazi? stop generating. Or what would Florian say about Yoast?
Error.
But right now, it doesn't know who Florian is. That's sad, right? As of the official, whatever, 18 months ago, something like that. Okay. All right. Enough. What do you guys think? So let's cover this process again, so nobody misses, because there's a lot of people that like to watch on the replay. 99% of people, they watch on the replay. So you can see here, this is our summary. You start with the seed content, something that's real. Then you move to enhance it using the AI tools, using, could be Midjourney, could be, Descript. It's part of the content factory where you're processing content using AI to process, or just humans, or good thinking. Turn it into a blog post, which then you share the blog post. So why would I want to, how do I get the hover this thing over? I can't even see this properly.
It's backwards anyways.
It's backwards, yeah.
On the camera.
It is. Anyway, why would I? This is testing your comprehension. Let's move this way. Let's do to the laptop camera. Is this better? Do you like this better than the other one?
Yeah.
Or you like the professional camera? What do you like better?
I think the professional camera looks better.
I think it does too. Why would I share the blog post instead of just taking the content and posting it directly to social media?
It's already been repurposed. The original content's already been.
But I'm sharing the blog post to social media instead of just sharing the content directly. Why would I do that?
It's not like self-sharing. It's another person's.
Long term.
It's co-created content.
Okay. Was it Florian?
It's more long term. You have it on the website, people can share it more easily, and you have more metrics.
Yeah, it's true. So that's why we share it to the web first. But then, so that can live with Google, and provided that your SEO is good, provided you have traffic, your marketing, social, provided your content is good, you build authority with your audience. Yes, but why? Now we're assuming it's already been shared to the website as a blog post. But why would I share the blog post to social instead of just sharing snippets straight into social?
You want to drive the traffic to the site, no?
That's right. That's the main reason why. Provided the site loads quickly, provided that it's on WordPress and it has the open graph tags and other obvious things that come with WordPress out of the box, then yes. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't also repurpose the content where, let's say it's a long form video like this one, and we pull out snippets. We can still have those snippets be as they are. And then in the comment, say for more, go to this particular URL. So the idea of repurposing is we start with long form content that lives on the web, because that's where you consume long form content, not in social media. Social media is like little pieces of content. But we still have highlights that still drive to the main article, and we still will link to the main article with social. So there's many, many different ways of getting people to the core content. And then when they're on the website, we can remarket to them. We can collect their email. We can do all kinds of things. In social, we wouldn't only share the URL. Why?
Don't you get dinged for pulling people off of the platform?
Right. Because if you're Facebook, you don't want people constantly leaving Facebook. So you get penalized by sharing links. So you can share the link in the comments, or better, most of your shares should have no links in them. They should be just a video uploaded natively, meaning uploading the video directly. So let's say, but we've already uploaded the video to YouTube, to the Dennis Yu or Blitzmetrics channel. So let's just post that YouTube video to Facebook and Twitter, right? Wrong. You upload it natively, because then
You're pulling them off the site then.
Yeah. The last thing you want to do when you go to the Honda dealership is drive there with the Toyota. That's insulting. So you're not going to go to Facebook and post a TikTok, and you're not going to repurpose, as in just, blindly repost stuff. If you've got a video, you have to upload it to Twitter, upload it to TikTok, upload it to LinkedIn, upload it to all the other channels. That's what you have to do. You don't always have to include the link to the main content, but one of the posts, because there's nothing wrong with having multiple posts promoting a longer form piece of content. The more important that piece of content is, the more effort you're going to put against it. So what we do is we categorize content by 3 levels of authority: low, medium, and high. Low is just some random thing that doesn't need editing, but you'll still go through the 4 stages in the content factory. Medium is something that deserves some editing. It's co-created content with someone who's relatively authoritative. It's a topic you care about. You want people to take action. Maybe you're selling a book. It's worth putting some effort to create snippets, to be able to turn to a blog post, to be able to make sure it's worth seeing, right? And high authority content is when it is a home run. It is very high authority in terms of its major media. It is an in-depth piece of training. It is something that we're selling, that we put a lot of effort into. It's a key item that we're making money on, something we really want to be known for. So we have a 30-point authority score, and we have separate training on how to score authority. 10 points on who it is, 10 points on where it is, and 10 points on what's being said. In other words, are you showing how something's being done? Is it on a major stage? Is it on CNN or a major conference or whatever it is? And then who is saying it? Is it with the highest authority person in the industry? So if you go 10, 10, 10, like me on CNN talking about Facebook, that's 30 points out of 30 points, right? But if it's me on CNN talking about how I lost 30 pounds, well, the topic really isn't something that, topically, that's like a 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 here, 10 out of 10 because of the authority, and who I'm with, who knows? Maybe like a 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10. Maybe I'm interviewed on someone's podcast on the book. Whenever you write a book, you're always going to be interviewed. If you do it properly, you'll be interviewed on other people's podcasts. So if it's like a medium podcast, maybe that's 5 out of 10 because of where it is. Maybe the podcast host is like sort of well-known. It's like 3 out of 10. But the topic I really care about, and it's an 8 out of 10, so then I have 8 plus 3 plus 3, I have 13 points out of 30. So that's medium authority, right? So you always can categorize every single piece of content you have as low, medium, and high authority. Basically, anything that's less than 15 is low authority. 16 to maybe 23 is medium authority, and anything above that is high authority. That tells our video editors, actually, we don't even have video editors. It's just content VAs, because no one's just editing video. That tells us how much effort to put against it, and they can objectively know when you want to put a ton of effort. Like I've seen people put literally 200 hours of effort against a single episode of content like this. And it's not even something that's medium or high authority. And what a waste of time, right? And I've seen other stuff where I'm interviewing John Assaraf at his house, and we put 5 hours of effort and we treat it as low authority. That's not good. So all of us, anyone, should know how to categorize the authority of a piece of content based on who it's with, where it's being shared, where it's being created, on stage, in the studio, it's on a major blog, and what's being said. The highest authority on what's being said is you showing how to achieve a result step by step. So it's a true how-to, right? I'm going to show you one last example. And this is one that we've been working on for a long time. You've maybe seen it. Who wants to volunteer and share their screen so we can play along? Who wants to play?
I can share it.
Okay, so I put this into the chat. Now you share your screen. Rudy Maurer is one of the top digital marketers on the planet. He spends sometimes over $100,000 a day in ads, and he's super well known for being in red. So if you see this guy in red all the time on Facebook, it's him. So click play and enable your sound. Hey guys, Rudy and I, we were hanging out in Costa Rica a couple weeks ago. And if you don't know Rudy,
This guy is spending up to $250,000 a day on Facebook ads. But I want to ask you, do you know who this guy is?
Do I pretend that I don't know?
Just click on whatever. Yes, sir. Just play along.
No, you don't. Well, tell him.
The short is, Facebook ad guru is how I kind of got well known here, but done a lot of cool stuff. Last couple of years, partners with Ty Lopez and Alex Mayer. We raised $150 million, acquired 11 companies, ex-billion-dollar brands like Radio Shack, Tier 1. Do a lot of celebrity marketing, work with a lot of fitness celebs, and more recently, people like Mike Tyson. And then we have a large mastermind coaching program, 70 employees, 40,000 students, 200 people in our mastermind, where we help them grow online with ads, funnels, lead generation, all of that jazz.
That's pretty impressive.
What's up, guys? So we're here at the headquarters, 9,000 square foot. Dennis was nice enough to fly in, come visit for the day. So we're going to take you on an adventure today around the office, around, give you guys.
Sorry?
I'll maximize that. Go on the top right and just make it bigger.
As an inside behind the scenes tour and take you through some of the best rooms here, some of the rooms where we're making a lot of money, doing a lot of cool stuff in the industry. So up to you. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to start? Okay, so you're now here for some knowledge. We're in the podcast studio, right? You chose the studio. You maybe want to learn some things. Like maybe Dennis will interview a few questions, burning questions you may have from me about growing businesses, how I've scaled so quickly at such a young age. And we'll talk through a few of those now for you.
Awesome. Or you can click the button and go exit this if you want to do something else. We won't be offended because we're online and we don't even know that you're here. So Rudy, what is working now on Facebook ads?
Biggest thing that works well for us on Facebook ads now is for many years you got away with teaching courses and content. The big mindset shift I teach now, and we've applied into our own business, is to actually be teaching, instead of just teaching, give a clear result. So all the best funnels right now, landing pages, offers are a 30-day challenge to start generating X amount of leads. In 7 days, we're going to show you how to do blah, 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 right? Yeah. So people, I think, want less content these days. They've over-consumed content. Everyone has content. If they're going to buy something and actually take action and buy a program, they want to buy into a clear path to a result.
Hey, question for you guys. Do you know what high-ticket selling is?
So if you're not sure what it means, in my eyes, it's selling anything over about a couple of $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Our highest ticket, we sold 2 last week, was a $100,000 offer, okay? So anywhere between that, really, right? And me and Ty actually sold 150K agency packages as well. So high ticket is, as the name suggests, higher ticket price, right? So a couple of grand or more. And I've built high ticket into nearly every one of my businesses. And I think it helps recession proof you a little. And it adds what we call in our industry lifetime value. Okay. So it's very hard these days to make a bunch of money selling low ticket only. I used to do that. My first business, I was printing money almost just selling a low ticket. Now that high ticket gives you the economic lift, right? Where you're making more per customer to actually sketch quicker. And we do about $1 million a month in high ticket sales alone.
That's incredible. Are you guys interested in selling high ticket too? Tell me, why is it that people don't sell high ticket?
Now, maybe you're thinking you can't sell high.
Should we continue more?
Oh, yeah. Go a little further. Go one more.
High ticket because you're not an expert, or you've not got enough social proof, or you've not been
skip
doing
ahead.
it for a while.
You can click on anything.
So you have to be creative. Okay. Figure out what your avatar really wants, what they'll pay a lot of money for, and then go and sell it. Okay, so you're spending a few hundred a day, a sub $1,000. That's a great start, but the magic will hit in when you figure out how to scale that to 10,000, right? There's a lot of companies and a lot of clients. The only reason that people don't spend more money on ads is they haven't built the strategy to make an ROI, right? Okay, so you want to do some business, you like money, you like making an impact, you want to grow your company faster. Let's head into the main office, right, Dennis, and we'll talk business and money-making schemes. So I get it. You're thinking, well, what's the hook? Okay, what are the upsells? Well, actually, there's no upsells. There's 2 order bumps where you can get some recordings or extra ad copy, but it genuinely is my gift, right? So I'm all about adding value first, showing you guys we're world class. I became successful and who I am today because I believe in adding value first, okay? And that's what I'm doing here is I'm giving to you. Now, of course, a small percent of you will want to work with me long term, right? You'll follow me for years, you'll come to our events, you'll join our mastermind. Okay, and that's how I can financially make this work, that there'll be a small percent that do long-term business. But for everyone else, irresistible offer, $97, it costs me more just to fulfill it for you. You're going to get world-class ads into your business.
Guys, who do you think is the king of Facebook ads? Rudy or me? Me? Well, let's see. You know, I don't think this crown fits on me. And that's because Rudy's actually king.
Nice try.
Rudy Maurer. Well, guys, hope you're having fun in Rudy's 9,000 square foot red office. What would you like to do next?
Okay, you picked the famous office scooter race. So we may get hurt in this. Okay, we signed a waiver disclaimer. The famous scooter race goes from here to that back end table. Okay, so you're struggling to figure out the right product. One thing you need to look at is what can make you unique and make. I want to do a lottery right now. Click one button, and one of these buttons is going to have a special gift for you. So it could be any of these. Click it. I'll give you a second. Almost. It's right next to that one. Not guaranteed.
Go back and click another one. Go back.
Almost. It's right next to that one. I want to do a lottery right now. Click one button, and one of these buttons is going to have a special gift. Not quite there. Let's go. I want to do a lottery right now. Click one button, and one of these buttons is going to have a. Congratulations, you won. Well done. Excited for you. Just DM me on Instagram at RudyMooreLife. I'm going to give you $3,000 worth of courses and trainings, stuff we normally hold back for our members, so you can learn how to get more leads, to get more sales, to get your ads working, and to create an irresistible offer in your business to drive more traffic. Bring Dennis back. What do you mean? You don't like me? Come on. What are you talking about?
Wow, that was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed the tour of Rudy Maurer's 9,000 square foot red office.
Yep.
My hope is that if you don't have an office as nice as this, maybe at least you could wear red and you can learn from our Facebook ads legend, Rudy Maurer, who spent millions of dollars in Facebook ads and he's helping all of you guys learn. So if you haven't had a chance to check out Rudy's $97 done for you Facebook ads package, something you want to look at. But anyway, we're going to go eat.
Yep.
So come on, guys. Let's get out of here.
Thanks so much for today. Guys, time for us to get food. We appreciate you guys too. Good time it is for us. We had a good time.
All right. What do you guys think? What do you think?
It's cool.
Now notice how it's a combination of entertainment, education, and selling. So it's all 3 stages of the funnel that occur just in one thing. And what I want you to think about is how do you do something similar? So how do you have, it doesn't have to be an interactive adventure, but if you follow the standard 3 stages of the funnel, start from the bottom. What's the thing that you're selling? How are you making money? Then one step up. What's the expertise? Is it around Facebook ads? Is it around selling high ticket? Is it around protecting your site from vulnerability? Is it about, having a spouse that loves you? Like what is the expertise that ties to the product or service that you have? And then at the top level, where's the authority coming from? So in the case of Facebook ads, if I'm doing stuff about Facebook, if I'm well known among the other people who are known for Facebook ads, and I create something like this with Rudy. So if Rudy's spending $250,000 a day on Facebook ads, and then people who know him, arguably, he's better known than I am in some ways, then that helps. If I take this and I promote it to anyone who knows Rudy Maurer, what do you think the click-through rate on that's going to be? What percent of the people are going to engage in a funnel like this? Because there's tons and tons and tons of content out there. It's probably 1 billion impressions of people who've seen Rudy wearing red. So if they see this, now that's building my authority. And likewise, it's building his authority at the same time, because in that co-created content, he's promoting me and I'm promoting him. Isn't that neat? So it's all 3 stages of the funnel. And I can weave in any content that I've already made. I can use the AI to have him and I say things that we didn't actually say. What do you guys think about that? See how easy that is? It's like a conversation. So Rudy can't get on the phone with everybody, have to have a conversation. So this is the next best thing. So all of us that are selling things that are higher ticket, which should be all of us, things that are thousands of dollars, we can simulate what it's like having a conversation with us because we know what the most common questions are. We know where people have the most pain. We know where we provide the most value and what our offers are. So in the one with Rudy, everyone starts with a $97 offer. Imagine his team will come in and build your Facebook ads for you for $97. Why wouldn't you do that, right? So he'll build one ad, and provided that the ad is good, then you're going to spend $5,000, spend $10,000. It's kind of like a free sample. He doesn't make money on a $97 ads package. It's not $97 for a course. It's $97 for his team to make an ad for you, right? Pretty good way to get people in. Yeah. And then along the way, if you sign up for the $97 product, his system's going to ask you, so how much money are you spending on Facebook ads now? What's your biggest goal? You know, can you commit to spending $10,000 a month? He can ask you all these kinds of questions. Plus, once he has access to your ads account, he can already determine whether you might be a good prospect for him to tune your ads, right? So it's a great way. It's called a tripwire. It's a great way to be able to get access and to build trust on a no-brainer type of offer. All right, guys. Well, this was a long episode of Office Hours, but I hope you guys had fun. We covered two topics. One is the secret way to get social shares by using the Content Factory, what you already have, to have co-created content that you repurpose in the techniques we've already shown, especially using AI tools, to then be able to boost it, as we do through $1 a day, but also through this tool called QPromote. If you're a current Office Hours subscriber, you can submit any URL you have, and we will promote it at our cost. This is one of the many benefits of being in our program. It's not just access to content. That's what YouTube is or Netflix, but it's access to tools and access to benefits that we can unlock only for you guys. So you are taking advantage of my network and of the tools and techniques and things that no one else can get. But if you don't use it, you don't get value. So your benefit in this program is only to the extent that you take action. All right, guys, thank you very much. Can't wait to see you next week. And message Stephanie at blitzmetrics.com, any URL you would like to promote, provided it is a legitimate blog post or YouTube video that does have value. All right, you guys rock. We'll see you. Well, I appreciate all of you. I want to make sure you guys are in the Facebook group and you're looking at the materials that we're sending out. Okay, you guys are awesome. We'll see you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.